The U.S. Federal Reserve has raised interest rates by a quarter point to a still low range of 0.5% to 0.75%. This was a widely expected move, and it marks just the second time for the U.S. Central Bank to hike key rates in almost a decade. And with more on this and the market reactions, we have our Ro Aram on the line. Aram, what's the latest?
Yes, Jihye, like you said, just a couple of hours ago, the benchmark rate was raised to 0.75% from the previous 0.5%, only up by a quarter point. The last increase we saw was a year ago, also in December, from a record low near zero set during the 2008 financial crisis. Policymakers said the vote was unanimous, citing that the labor market has continued to strengthen and that the U.S. economy has been picking up at a moderate pace. While inflation has gone up, it's still below their 2% target. During a press conference after the announcement, Fed Chair Janet Yellen said that by the end of next year, rates could hit 1.4%. It's expected that there will be 3 rate hikes next year rather than just 2. Wall Street stocks are mostly down, but not by much, as many investors expected the hike. The Dow lost about 0.6%, the S&P fell 0.3%, and the Nasdaq dropped 0.5%. The dollar index, which measures the greenback against a basket of 6 major currencies, is up about 1.2%. The U.S. 2-year Treasury yield jumped to the highest since 2009.
So, Aram, the rate hike will definitely have an impact on the Korean economy as well. To what extent do you think the Bank of Korea will react to the latest news, especially in that there's a rate-setting session here in Korea later this morning?
That's right, Jihye. The Fed's move will definitely put pressure on Korea's central bank to also raise rates, especially when household debt in the country is reaching all-time highs. But a rate hike by the BOK could cause concerns for the real estate market, as it has seen the rise of house prices slow recently. Taking this into account, some analysts predict the BOK may stay pat on its 1.25% rate during its policy meeting later today. On a related note, Finance Minister Ho earlier said that the government will spend almost 70% of its 400 trillion won, roughly $340 billion budget earmarked for next year within the first half to cope with uncertainties. Back to you, Jihye.